Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitski. Well, Kern County is inching closer to the red tier, but we are not going to see fewer restrictions this week. Now, last week we were hoping to move out of the purple tier and into the red, but unfortunately our numbers just didn't make the cut, and here we are yet again. The state monitors three categories: the daily number of cases per 100,000 people, the positivity rate, and the equity positivity rate. The state monitors that positivity rate. Now, today we are sitting at 4.9%, which puts us actually into the orange tier. The positivity rate is the most disadvantaged areas of the county, otherwise known as the health equity rate. Now, that is meeting the red tier metrics. We are at 7.6%, but we are falling short on one metric, holding us back.
Our adjusted case rate, however, is 11.8, which is a significant decrease from 2 weeks ago when I reported it at 18.5, but that's the one metric that's holding us back from moving into the red tier at this point.
Now, moving into the red category could mean a lot for Kern County. Indoor restaurant dining, working out inside of gyms with 10% capacity and modifications, and of course, possibly the biggest change would be in entertainment. That means we could be seeing the end of streaming movies and binge watching shows in our living rooms and the return to the big screen. And now to the latest on the coronavirus numbers. 136 new cases were reported today. We're seeing an average of 150 people getting infected every day. We haven't been that low in 4 months. Those numbers bring the county's total to more than 104,000 people testing positive and 942 lives lost. State data shows 120 people are in the hospital with coronavirus. 32 are in the ICU. And of course, it's important to know if you are qualified to get the vaccine before trying to schedule. We are still in phases 1A and 1B. Those eligible include anyone 65 years or older, healthcare workers and first responders, plus teachers, childcare workers, those in emergency services, and people who work in the food and agriculture industry. Now, if you are in one of those eligible groups, you can sign up for a vaccine appointment using the state's website, myturn.ca.gov. You can also call 833-422-4255 to schedule an appointment. And Bakersfield College is holding multiple COVID-19 vaccination clinics this week. The first one just wrapped up, but there are other opportunities for you to get vaccinated. There will be another clinic on Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. in Levinson Hall. Then on Sunday, BC is teaming up with Dignity Health for a drive-through vaccine clinic in the stadium parking lot. And then on March 15th, there will be a clinic at BC's Delano campus.
As soon as we advertised it, we got full. We are allocated from Kern County Public Health 100. As soon as we can get more from Kern County, then we'll be able to vaccinate even more.
You will need to bring a photo ID and your insurance card to that appointment. Now in your 17 Crime Watch, yet another case involving the theft of catalytic converters, a growing issue here at home. And the Tehachapi Police Department is searching for 2 suspects who attempted to steal a catalytic converter last week. The incident happened on the morning of March 4th near the intersection of Tucker Road and Cherry Lane. A passerby saw one suspect under a van attempting to remove the converter with a handheld saw, according to police. The second suspect appeared to be the lookout. The passerby confronted the suspects, who then drove off in a silver car. Police urge anyone with information on the case to call detectives at 822-2222. And 2 people are behind bars for attempting to steal catalytic converters from vehicles in Northwest Bakersfield. BPD says it happened Sunday afternoon on Meany Avenue near Coffee Road. When police arrived, they found 34-year-old Michael Chacon and 35-year-old Cassandra Caleron removing catalytic converters. They were both arrested for grand theft. Chacon was charged additionally with possession of methamphetamine. BPD credits the arrest to a concerned witness who made the report. And the Bakersfield Police Department is conducting another DUI driver's license checkpoint this weekend in an effort to save lives. As in past operations, officers will set up at an undisclosed location within city limits between the hours of 7 p.m. Saturday night and 2 a.m. Sunday morning. The department also reminds drivers that a DUI arrest can include jail time and other expenses that could exceed $10,000. As always, if you see a suspected impaired driver, call 911. And the Bakersfield City Fire Station is the latest target in vandalism. According to BPD, it happened Sunday night at Fire Station 8 on University Avenue. 26-year-old Peter Kennedy was using rocks to break several windows at the station. Firefighters were able to hold Kennedy until police arrived. BPD says he caused roughly $5,000 in damage. Kennedy was booked into jail on felony vandalism. In education news, a reminder that Bakersfield College is hosting its virtual express enrollment event tomorrow. Counselors and support staff will be available to guide future renegades through the spring semester enrollment process. You can find a link to register on our website at kget.com. Again, the event is tomorrow. It runs from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Every year, KGET and our parent company Nexstar seek out remarkable women in our community to highlight ahead of Women's History Month. We have narrowed our nominations down to 4 finalists who are changing lives and giving back to the community of Kern County. 17's Maddie Jansen sat down with one of those finalists.
What does it mean to you to be nominated and recognized as a remarkable woman in our community?
It really means a lot to me because when you do things for people, you in the back of your mind, you're always wondering if whatever you're doing makes a difference, or if people really appreciate the things that you do. And by being nominated, it just lets me know that, I am making a difference to keep doing what I'm doing, that there's always somebody out there that needs somebody to lend them a helping hand. And I just really, really appreciate being nominated.
What did you think when I called you and told you that?
Well, I was really surprised because I'm like what you would call the person behind the curtain. I like to do a lot of stuff for people, but I don't like to be out in the front. And I was really a little bit nervous because I'm just humble. I'm humble, and I just like to do it without being recognized for it. But I do appreciate this.
Tell me a little bit about the work that you do with California Mentor and Local Adults with Disabilities.
Well, California Mentor is a FHA, it's a home agency where Kern Regional has adults with disabilities that some can live on their own and some cannot live on their own. And they find a person that's willing to have them placed in their home and become part of their family, and to guide them and lead them and, help them become as independent as possible, so that one day they can come out of a FHA supervised home and go into their own home and live on their own. And that's one thing that I do. I'm also, on the flip side, I work for the other part, to where when they come, the other part where they do live on their own, and I go into their homes and I assist them with whatever daily needs that's needed at that time, such as making sure that they take their medication, that they're eating properly, that their home is clean, that they're keeping up with their doctor's appointments, and that that they're just not sitting in their house all alone. I just fell in love with them. They're such amazing people. And all they want is, love and somebody to treat them as normal as possible.
Your friend who nominated you, just raved about just the way that you serve the community, you love your family, you feed the homeless, you care for people in your family. What gives you the drive to serve people so well and love people so well?
I think my love for people, and it's just in me. My mother, she raised us to try to help everybody. My mother, I lost her last year in March, and she's always helped people, no matter what. She's always helped them, and she installed that in me, to help people as much as I can. Even though I don't have a lot, and I am basically living paycheck to paycheck, but there's some people that's way worse than that.
What is one piece of advice you'd give to other young women in our community?
Help. You don't know how blessed you would be by blessing someone else. There's always a blessing in helping someone else. There's always people that's less fortunate than yourself. So give from your heart and just do it.
Now, Robin will join Vanessa Dillon right here on Studio 17 Live. And you can join us next Tuesday to meet our next finalist. We will announce our winner on April 1st.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.